Thank you, and most interesting presentation. I promise I won't ask if we have the political will to address these issues. But I would like to ask, at the applied level, what do you see the impacts on two major areas? First of all, potable water and potable water quality. And second, agriculture is one of the primary users of water. With change in the DCM, particularly the distribution of water over the water year, I'm particularly concerned about lower water availability in the spring. What do you see coming out of your models? Thank you.
Yeah, so the drinking water or the water quality was the first part of the question, and the impact of climate change on agriculture, particularly with respect to providing water for irrigation. Did I hear that correctly? The one, as a researcher, I would say we have more research on water quantity. We don't have very good information on the impact of climate change on water quality. There's been very few studies, in Canada anyway. One of the key sort of statements that came out of the IPCC, looking at a global level, all right, was that there would be many more people in the world who would not have access to drinking water, or there would be water scarcity. So it was highlighted as a key vulnerability in many regions. Also identified key regions where water availability would be very important. So for example, in the American Southwest, in North America, significant concern with respect to water, groundwater and surface water availability. Agriculture. Agriculture, we assume a benefit in many parts of the world in the short term for agriculture because of the warmer temperatures, and so you'll get better productivity. The constraining factor is water availability, and that's extremely key. People, not so much in Canada, are doing research on trying to address the issue of water availability for agriculture, changing irrigation practices, etc. So that it's part of it's on the radar screen. I know the International Water Resources Association conference just held its conference 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago in Brazil, and that was part of the discussion and the summary comments. We need to understand agriculture and water. Huge issue. Especially if you think you'll continue on and get benefits for agriculture because of warmer climate. It's limited by water availability and soil moisture.
Can you give a sense from the global scientific community there what they feel is the tipping point as far as degrees of increasing the global temperatures? What's the tipping point where changes will happen so fast that we'll be able to adapt?
Yeah, good question. As part of one of the key summary tables from the IPCC, they documented global temperature increase, 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees. And the significance of the impacts increased, of course, as the temperature goes up. And many more people are affected, and many more activities, ecosystems, etc. I think part of, now this, I'm not a mitigation person, so I believe that 2 degrees increase was what I think at the European Union was proposing as the limit, that we wanted to keep temperature increase below 2 degrees Celsius. And that was one of the key, sort of to prevent, as part of the Framework Convention on Climate Change, dangerous interference with the climate system.
And we are at what?
Oh my goodness. Global temperature increase, we're like 1.8, let's say, globally.
40%.
All right. Well, I think we could probably carry on well into the evening. Unfortunately, we don't have that time, and I'm obligated to get us out of here by 9 o'clock. One of the ways, the benchmark for chairs is to make sure the meeting finishes on time. So we unfortunately have to close off. But before, Linda, don't walk away. Don't walk away. On behalf of all of us in the room, hey, I want to thank you for coming up here tonight, providing us with a truly stimulating picture of what our future. And as I said earlier in my introductory comments, we're going to deal with the past, the present, and the future. This presents us with a real challenge for the future here in the scope, in the scope of watershed. I think you've given us some ideas and some parameters around which we can start to consider that. I don't know that it was mentioned in any of our presentations, but we do have an Adaptation to Climate Change Committee, which Isabel Heathcote is chairing. So we've at least started to consider how we do this. Perhaps you can chat about that and consult each other, as I'm sure you have. But on behalf of us all, I want to thank you first for being here. And we have a token of appreciation, which Paul is here. Yes, well done. It is a Brooklands farm, and I believe we have a representative from Brooklands. We had to leave, unfortunately. Anyways, this is maple syrup from Brooklands farm, which is a very strong organic operation here in the state, and it's well known. So again, thank you very much. So, before I conclude our session, I just wanted to reiterate that we've been taking from the past to the present, talk a little bit about the future.